So, greetings. My name's Matt. Today, I'm going to take a short extract from this book, which I've had for many years, and it's called The Little Book of Native American Wisdom. So, I'll see you shortly. Greetings, my name's Matt. I'm from Karnak Holistics, where we learn together and grow together. So today I'm going to bring a prayer and recite this prayer and break it down for you. What's specific about this prayer and why, for me, I wanted to share this with you, and what was so fundamentally important, why I'm looking at the Native Americans or the Apache Indians. First of all, I believe this is a homage to my ancestors, as my mother is a descendant of a Apache tribe, and my father's the Egyptian side. So today, I just wanted to just talk about a prayer, or break down a prayer, which talks about the sacred way. It's actually called the Sacred Way. It's by the Obey Way prayer. It's called the Obey Way tribe, Obey Way prayer. But what I'll do, I'll read it and then I will break it down into small segments and then kind of like put it out there so you can hear it. It says, "Grandfather, look at our brokenness. You know that we are in all creations the only human family that has strayed away from the sacred way. You know that we are the only ones that were divided. And you know that we are the only ones we must come back together and walk in a sacred way. Grandfather, sacred one, teach us love, compassion, honor. That is the way to heal the world or earth. That is the way to heal each other." So powerful. So powerful. So that's talking about us, that out of all the races, all the kind of living beings on this planet, on Gaia or Earth, we are the only ones that have strayed from the sacred way. Not everybody within our race, but our race is the only ones that seem to kill for the sake of sport or happiness. So to define the idea what happiness is to bring that context into oneself and what we should deem is to be happy. And I think to analyze the idea what happiness is the important things in order to find some way out of this darkness that we are in, because we all want to be happy, but we are all not happy. That's why they're still killing, murder, racism, and ignorance, and homophobia, and so on and so forth. But let me go back to this book, and let me go back to what this prayer is meant to say. I used to recite this when I was in hospital, and really contemplate and think about what this prayer is trying to say. So, to walk in a sacred way. Now, to walk in a sacred way, we would automatically think that we need to be spiritual, really religious, and so on, but it's to be authentic within ourselves. Now, let me start with the prayer. Grandfather, look at our brokenness. Now, I believe this prayer is actually to the Wagatanka, who is actually called God, who is the living energy, the Great Spirit. And I honestly believe that this is what this prayer is talking to him. It's kind of like the Our Father. It says, "We know that in all creation, only the human family has strayed from the sacred way. out of all creation, trees, the ground, earth, the fishes, the water, the lions, the cheetahs, the elephant, the birds, everything seems to find or have a purpose. And almost like we as humans are almost kind of like rodents. And it goes on to say, are the only human family. We are not amphibians. We are not birds. We are not cold-blooded like reptiles. We are human family. Has strayed from the sacred way. So then it goes on to say, that we are the ones who are divided. Now that is talking about we are divided within our own race. You see this all over the news. You see it day to day: racism, homophobia, sexism, and everything where we can't even determine what we are really and truly about. And we can only bring this back to us. So let me just explain there. Say we got a circle. Okay, we all know what a circle looks like, yeah? Most of us live within inside a circle, right? We are comfortable within our own lives. We are comfortable with our day-to-day jobs. And we see how uncomfortable we got when we hit fight or flight when this pandemic kicked off. Outside the circle is called infinity. It goes off into everything. So there is no specific end to the outer side of the circle. And if I show you it here, so you've got the circle, and I call it the circle of mindfulness. And everything within this circle is what most people live by. But as we go off out there, this is what scares us. And we then start to push away from and turn on each other because we are not sure what our next step would be. So if I go on and to say, and there are ones that must come back together to walk in a sacred way. So remember they said about the divided ones. So there's some who are divided within the human race. And there are some that need to return, to come home, to return back to the sacred way. Return back to God. Return back to humanity. And it's that was what this prayer is about, is understanding that we need to return back to loving each other, no matter what color, age, religion, belief, sex, or whatever age, or whatever the situation is. We need to still rely on each other and turn to each other. That happens when we come up against something that threatens our own living nature. We seem to pull together for a short time until when we're okay, then we go back to the same way. We walk away. Then he goes on, Grandfather, Sacred One, teach us love, compassion, honor. This way may heal the world or earth and heal each other. So, Grandfather, Sacred One, we're calling out to him to help us, to teach us, guide us, step in. It's almost like a child when we get lost and we don't know what we want. We need to call to our Father to guide us. Instead of living within and trying to make our own snap judgments on things, we need to turn around and look to each other for guidance and reassurance. And in turn, I don't say we can turn to religion, but we in ourselves are empowered with the divine, and we can change this. We can look at ourselves and then overcome our own problems and overcome our own challenges. We have the gifts. That's why we get dreams. And why two people don't share the same dream, as in when you go to sleep in your dream. And through love and compassion and honor, we can then heal the world. So teach us love and compassion and honor. Love each other. When you're in love, you don't hurt the person you love, right? You know, you love your mum, you wouldn't hurt your mum or your dad. You love your brother and your sister, you would not hurt them. You stand together, you fall together. Compassion, when someone's on the street, they're feeling low or they're feeling lost. Someone you know next to you is lost and they have no money, or they're feeling that they're about to put out the house, or they're breaking up with a partner, or they've lost their job, or they're feeling really low and they just need that. Or someone you see on TV, or you see further down the street, someone's homeless. You know, have compassion. And compassion comes in many ways. Compassion could be all the things I just mentioned, but compassion could be compassion for your own self. Learn to forgive yourself, and then you can start to heal others. And then honor. We need to have honor and know what we do the things we do will help others. And that is the only way we can walk through this darkness that we are all in at the moment. And I honestly believe we can make a difference. I believe that fundamentally, but we need to be the ones that want to make that change. Without it, we can't. And that will heal each other. So those three things, like the Father, Son, Holy Ghost: love, compassion, and honor. So I hope those short words have helped in some way, just to get those little juices in the brain going, just to get your feeling going, just to reflect upon that person next to you. And I love in Mass, when I was following the Catholic faith, you turn to your right or to your left and say, "Peace be with you." So you shake the hand. I think I know we can't shake people's hands right now, but there's nothing wrong with turning to your neighbour and going, "Peace be with you, honour be with you, love be with you, compassion be with you." And I want to leave that with you. And my hand goes out to you to say, honour, compassion, and love be with you always. Namaste.